So let's start by understanding the exposure triangle. A beginner's mistake every photographer makes is to use the camera in the automatic mode. So you shouldn't do that. You should be using the manual mode. To start using in the manual mode, let's understand the three components of the exposure triangle. That is the aperture, the shutter speed, and the ISO. So the aperture is the opening of the lens. So the greater the opening, the more the light will enter. So you can see the values in your camera starting from 1.2, 1.4, 1.8, etc. So it will be also denoted by the f-stops. You can see that as f by 1.2, f by 2.8. So f by 2.8 is a greater value and f by 16 or f by 11 is a smaller value. So in f by 2.8 and 3.2 etc., more light will enter, and under greater value like f by 16 it will be less light entering. If you need a blurry background or shallow depth of field as you see in many photographs, you have to use a lesser value of aperture. So let's take a look at how you can do this on a camera practically. So what you have to do is you have to change your mode to manual. So I'm using a Canon camera, and you can have whichever brand you like. Most of the settings and this symbols will be the same in all the brands. So what you have to do first, you have to change your mode to manual. So this is the M button. So you make sure you move it to M, and then you will get this screen here. First you will be looking at changing the aperture. So the aperture is the value you can see here, F. So how this works in this Canon is you have to hold down the AV button and you have to change this dial here. So you can look in the manual of your camera and check. So as I hold down, and you can see this value changing. So this is how you set the aperture. So as we have discussed, if it's a lower value like 3.5, more light will enter. And if you increase this, you can see it goes till 22. So 22 less light will enter and more of the things will be in focus. The next component of the exposure triangle is the shutter speed. The shutter speed is the speed by which the camera lens opens and closes to take a photograph. For example, if you need to freeze something in time, if you need to take a photo of a bird flying, you need to use a higher shutter speed. So you have to use in the range of 200, 300, 400, etc. If you use a slower shutter speed like 1 by 50 or 1 by 60, etc., there's a chance that the photo will be blurry. So there are instances where you need to use a lesser shutter speed when the light is very low. So you have to keep in mind that you have to use a tripod or a firm support in order to avoid the blurry picture. So to change the value of shutter speed in my Canon camera, I can simply change like this with this dial here. So you can see this, it is changing. So as we have discussed, if you have a greater value of shutter speed, it will freeze the motion. So you can shoot like birds, etc. And if you have a lower value, what will happen is that it will be a blurry photo. So try changing the shutter speed and take some photos. The third and the final component of the exposure triangle is the ISO. ISO full form is the International Standard Organization. So it has been derived from the old film days. So ISO refers to the sensitivity of light to the camera. So more the ISO, the more light will be exposed and there is a chance for noise to appear in your picture. For example, if you need to shoot a photograph during the night, you need to use a higher ISO in the range of 800 or 1600 to expose the image properly. And as a result, you can see that there is a noise introduced. When you are shooting outside in a bright sunlight or where there is enough light, you should always keep in mind to use the ISO in a lower value like 100 or 200. So there will be a button for changing the ISO setting in your camera. So you can look around and you can see this ISO setting and you can just click on this, and then if you hit that button, you can go into the menu and change the ISO value. So as we discussed, if it's a lower ISO value, the picture will be clear and there will be no noise. And if it's a greater value, there will be noise and you have to use like a higher value of ISO during the night time when there is less light. So you can experiment by changing this ISO and taking photos. So as we have studied the exposure triangle, the exposure is correctly shown with this meter here. You can see this meter. So it shows the correct value, whether your scene is exposed correctly. So if the value is moving to the right, it is overexposed. If it's moving to the left, it is underexposed. So usually you should make it in the middle. So for example, let's try shooting this here, and you can see as I change the values, you can see that the meter is moving. So as I increase the shutter speed, you can see this meter is moving from the right to the middle. So it is trying to properly expose the scene. So you should make sure that it is lying near to that middle line. So it is not a necessary rule. You can either overexpose and underexpose. So as you practice, you will see that you can easily change the settings according to the scene you are shooting. So try changing the different values. So if I increase the aperture, you can see this values decreasing. So for compensating that, I have to change the shutter speed. So if you are increasing one, you have to decrease the other. So that is what is meant by the exposure triangle. So try doing this and taking some photos to learn how to take pictures manually.